everybody. It's Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing all right, I guess. Just downstairs working in my shop. And coming across a few interesting things there. Check that decal out, will you? United States Hot Rod Association. Well, that's from the 80s. Yep. And yeah, this is what my shop is kind of looking like nowadays. Yeah, this is it's kind of tools and things that go to various configurations of the printer. Some things that I made a long time ago on the printer. A little bit of dust flying around in the air there. Yeah, this place is pretty dusty. I have a dust collector, but since I've been working, it's been stirring up everything, and I really need to get out my air compressor and blow some air around here and get the dust collector going and trap all the loose stuff. Yeah, so I've spent the last few days in here wiring up my homemade CNC machine here. This is the control panel that I built for it out of parts off of eBay. It's got 3 stepper modules in there and 1 CNC control module. And it's got some very important messages. Yeah, there's that. And then, yeah, that's bus wiring down at the bottom. There's a fan inside of there, keeps her cool. There's a Core 2 Duo HP computer back in there. It's nothing special. It's got Windows 97. It's got Windows 7 on there, I do believe. And that's like a 20-inch compact monitor I bought at the flea market for $10. Yeah, that's just some extra wood that I'm holding on to. That's various kinds of special stuff. That's the dust collector inlet right there, and it goes on to here. There's a shoe, and that sits out in front. Then the dust collector hose clamps into that, and it rides around with the machine as this goes back and forth, side to side. You can hear that. These big old stepper motors right here. This is a belt drive machine, so it's you can't run it as hard as a ball screw machine, but I like it. This machine is probably, I would say it's at least 8 years old. It's not older than that, and it's the only time it's ever let me down is when I ran it a little bit too hard and I burned out the original Mechatronics box. But I think those modules were about $12 a piece, and I think the controller was about the same price. So, and then a 24-volt power supply you can see sitting up there, which is it's a switching power supply, and you can get those for cheap too. They're 20-30 bucks on eBay. And the little case I came up with, it was a control thing for some kind of security camera system, and I bought it at the flea market for $5. Ripped the guts out of it. This is a really nice power strip right here. It's got all these heavy duty outlets. It's capable of 20 amps. It's protected. You can see it's got a breaker up on there, and it's got its own power. That's emergency shut off for the whole system. Unfortunately, these big old huge transformers for my track lighting are taking up space, but I will rectify that. And yeah, it's got 6 on the back and probably 6 on the front, so Trip Light makes that if you're interested in it. I'm not going to put a link to it. You could find it. It's a rack mount, but I've got the rack ears folded over right there, so I used to use that in my band. Some more of these track lights up here. I moved these lights from the racetrack over to here because I kind of needed them more in the shop than I needed them on the racetrack. So then behind here, I don't know if we can get a good picture of this without the lights on. Let me see here. Could turn his light on. Well, anyways, my dust collector and everything is back. Oh wait, I can do it from right here, I think. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can see there's my dust collector. Big old guy back in there. Pretty noisy too, so that's why I put him behind these moving blankets here, because keeps the noise down. This is an old metal cabinet that I pulled out of my kitchen a long time ago. I'm using that to hold all my bits, all my good stuff for the CNC. Yeah, and so that hangs there like that, and plenty of room for air to get in there so it can breathe. I haven't tried that yet to see how it really sounds, but I'm going to assume it's going to be probably 10 decibels lower maybe. So it'll still probably be about 70 decibels or so, pretty loud, but not anything unbearable. Over here is the collector shelf. And some of the projects that I've made on my CNC machine over the years. Stash boxes, and that's my son back when he played hockey. He's on the Wheaties box. Imagine. And there's a clock. Yeah, there's a couple of guys over in the corner here drinking a little bit of something and smoking a little bit of something. There's some treasure box covers right there that I made. There's my resin printer right there. There's a few wood pieces from some shows, wood shows. There's the wall unit of tools. Yeah, just little hand tools and stuff. Yeah, nothing real great or anything. And there's my mobile toolbox that I found on my e-bike, Hey-Bike Mars e-bike the other day. And what I'm going to do is restore that. I'm going to paint it and finish it up and make it look good. And I'm going to use that to haul my art supplies, which are currently in this big black thing here, which is all my acrylic paints, my airbrushes, all my stuff, which I will be showing you folks that stuff shortly. As the winter months approach, we will explore some different hobbies. There's my mini toolboxes full of many tools. This one here happens to have RC car tools and stuff in it, and this one here has a regular old sockets and wrenches and stuff, and this one here has a whole lot of different stuff, electronics and craft stuff and repair things. And the bottom one has some networking and cable TV stuff, because I used to do that. And there's even one underneath there. You can't really see it because I have the lights dim. This is a pile of wood. And then this was for a little bit of air handling. I mounted a fan on the back of my louvered door right here, so that way we can exhaust a little bit of stale air and get some fresh air in here. Eventually, right up above here, above this, I'm going to install right where that water outlet is, I'm going to install a piece of this hose right through the wall with an exhaust vent, normal exhaust vent for a dryer, and then I'll put a fan inside of here and seal this up with some proper wood on the front, some doors or something on there so I can get to the inside. And I'm going to build it in right in here. As I cut out this piece in here in the wall, I'm going to make this into a little paint booth, small paint booth. So that'll run on the same thing, sucking to the outside out there. And I got some other tools down underneath here, some hand tools, jigsaws, routers, square clamps, a bunch of electrical accessories, clips, you name it. It's down here, screws. That's a whole bunch of junk I got to sort through, which, we all have this type of stuff. It's just stuff you don't even know what to do with it. So I got to go through all this and determine what's good and what's not good, and put it where it should go. So anyways, yeah, just thought I'd make a quick video here. Oh yeah, there's another compressor down there, a big boy. I have a little boy that's up inside of there too, a little pancake compressor that I'll be using too, but I figured I'd better to put it behind there. There's also a lathe back there, so I used to have the lathe back here. Yeah, and a little bit of this. I got a handsaw over here, and I got a planer. There's a metal detector over there. Got that out and used it a few times. I actually have a burglar alarm down here too, so if someone breaks in my house when I'm not here, guess what? They're in for a loud experience. That thing is loud. So, yeah, that's about it. I'll take you out here and show you some of the other work that I've been doing. Yeah, I pretty much cleaned out this whole area here. There's a little bit of stuff left over here in my grow tent, and an old speaker. A pile of wire I got to go through. And some miscellaneous household junk and scrap aluminum that I'll take up to the scrapyard. Got some empty boxes over there. Got some stuff I made over here that's boxed up. Ship's wheels. Like for the old-timey pirate boats, the big old steering wheel where you would stand there. I made some of those, yeah. Maybe I'll whip them out in some video there and show them to y'all. Yeah, over here is the rest of the basement. I still got to tackle this little area over here. This was all gone over already. I put the shelves out here. There's a tankless water heater I installed. Fine job too, I might admit. Beautiful, working fine. Yeah, I cleaned out this whole area over here. It has this right here, which my son is going to help me carry as metal sink. A little bit, I still need to go over it, but in case somebody comes over here and wants to race cars and they got to use the bathroom, they can do it with ease. We got an extra table and a couple of stools here. We got some professional video equipment going on right here. Professional to me, anyways. Yeah, big bright light, and a little tiny little 4K camera, some extra poles and mic stands and this, and some doors and tabletops. Oh, what's that? That's a racetrack. Yeah, so pretty soon we're going to be racing on this guy here. No problem. Got a couple of cars. Put some cars on the track there. See what's going on. All right. That looks better. Yep, we don't need all those bright lights. And I got the camera mounted over here now instead of up above. We're going to see. I think that's going to be a better spot for it right there. It's going to give better access to your shot going around the finish line there. So, yeah, we got a little music going on. Got a remote control for our TV here so we can watch football games or whatever. We got our little TV up here, which I do think I'm going to move the TV and put it right over there in the corner and put it up on a stand or something and kind of make it like a big screen at a stadium or something. When I do the actual work and I finish the set over here, I'm going to do a whole video on just the set so you guys can see what I'm planning on doing here, which is going to be, I think is going to be pretty nice, but I got to do a little bit at a time here. This is a lot of work for one guy, 60-plus-year-old man. Yeah, that feels about 10 or 15. So, yeah, I like to race cars, you know, little cars. I like to race bigger cars too. But I don't have the money to race bigger cars, so I have to race little cars. So you can see I got quite a bit of room here. So now if I take that carpet out, I can run my track from all the way back over here. And that's a good, I'd say a good 18 feet at least over there. And then if you had a turn and you came back around over in here somewhere, that's about 16 feet. And then you'd have another good 8 feet to your turn over here. And once I get all this stuff taken out, I got to go through this stuff too. But it's the last of the Mohicans over here. I've went through everything else now. I don't know how many times. So we're getting down to the bare minimum. Yeah, so we'll do that and clean up this stuff. And then we'll lay some track lines out here too, just in case someone wants to race the WL toy stuff, which I fully want to race because I spent a lot of money on those cars and I would like to get them out because they do work pretty good. So I'll fix up a couple of little divots in the floor, put some filler there or something. I got another piece of tile out next to the drain there. And a couple loose tiles here and there. We'll see if we can just avoid that by making the track go around those areas. Probably can. A little bit of paint. It's a little bit of crud on the walls still. But not looking too bad. It's looking better than it has in 30 years, I'll tell you. It's been that long since anybody's done anything down here. Yeah, that's what happens when you live life. You have kids. You don't have time for refinishing basements. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm eventually going to get rid of this washing machine over here. Beautiful Samsung washer that it is, 10-year warranty, and it's going to go right over there next to the dryer because there's plumbing over here. So I'll move that out of here, and then I'm going to get rid of the sink, and then I'm going to put a wet bar over here. And that's going to come right over here. So there's going to be a bar right in here in this area. And it's like liquor cabinets up in here, glasses. Then you'll have a door right over here on this side of this, probably right in line with this wall, maybe. Existing wall right here. A door to go through. And then this way there'll be a laundry area and there'll be a recreation area. Yeah. So anyhow, that's a digital digitizer right there. So you take your blueprints or whatever, you roll that out on your desk, hook that up to your computer, and you trace over it. And guess what? You get an immediate digital picture. Yeah, pretty nice. I used to do that for a company. So what else can I show you guys? That's pretty much it for right now. Yeah, I guess I'll think of some other stuff that's probably a good 15, 20 minutes worth. I'm thinking about also replacing this computer right here with the HP because I really kind of need to run OBS Studio on there, so I can, the way I'm planning on doing things, so I can have split screen and I can have everything else like that running, so when I do the American Legends Racing Series and there's people competing down here, they'll be able to have a standardized format in terms of a set and places that we're going to be at, so I can set up the cameras and make it a more realistic experience for everybody. And I haven't really started going to town on the track yet in terms of decorations or anything because I got ideas already. So I got to try these things out one at a time before I go spending money on scenery because I don't really have any money to spend. I'm on Social Security, so the money that I've invested in these cars and is pretty much what I've spent lately. You know, after I spend that on I'm not tapped, but I'm, you know, I don't have a lot to spare. So we're trying to get away with doing everything as cheap as we can. I don't ask you guys for money or donations or, you know, subscriptions or anything like that. So at least not yet. So enjoy it while it's free and while I can still do it. Eventually I'm going to be finding somebody that wants to come down here and race this car with me. Still haven't found that person or hasn't showed up yet, so as soon as they do, I'll be the first to get you a two-person race. Trying my hardest. I've invited a lot of people. I've even put it up on YouTube asking for racers, but so far nobody's contacted me, so I guess you'll just be seeing me race for a while. Fun, eh? Anyways, so I'll be fixing it up as best I can, and thanks to all my new subscribers, I noticed that I got about 10 new subscribers in the last week. That's really incredible because I only really put out like maybe one video in a week now because I've been busy down here doing all this. You know, I mean, this whole place was filled with junk a week ago. I mean, you couldn't even walk around down here except maybe over here to this track. Yeah, it was just filled up with crap. And that's after I had cleaned it out and had the WL Toys racetrack set up down here on the ground. Then it got re-junked out again. And now it's going to have to be all cleaned up again. Which, this is the last time I'm cleaning it. I told the people around, I says, guess what? This guy is not cleaning this anymore. You're just going to have to decide if you want to keep all this stuff and quit being a damn hoarder. Me too, I'm guilty of that too, because I just got a lot of little trinkets that I hate to get rid of. You never know when you need those trinkets. So, anyways, thanks to everybody that subscribed. This is a longer video. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I do or any of the tools that I have or what's set up, feel free to ask. I will be doing a series about brewing and distilling too. So stay tuned for that because this is getting to be the season where I generally do that. I have some interesting recipes that I want to try this year too, and I'm not a pro by any means, but I think you'll like what I'm going to show you. You may even want to try it yourself. So anyways, this is Mark with Mark's Home Hobby saying have a great day. See you in the next one.